It's 2024 and the Ninja are heading to a mysterious tournament after losing one of their own. But this isn't the first time Ninjago has done a story like this. 9 years ago, the Ninja entered the Tournament of Elements in search of Zane, and this season also had a stellar set wave to accompany it. So, as we prepare for part 2 of Dragons Rising Season 2, let's take a look at these two tournament set waves and see how they compare. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, and let's get into it. With a whopping 11 sets and 3 polybags, Ninjago's Tournament of Elements set wave hit shelves in January 2015. 5 of these were dedicated to the tournament itself, featuring the ninja in their tournament suits and Jade Blade collectibles. Jungle Trap and Lava Falls were small location sets, giving you a snapshot of Chen's Island with a jungle shrine defended by giant pop-up blades and a dangerous collapsing bridge over lava. Each set contained a ninja and a generic Anaconda cultist to fight for possession of the Jade Blades, making each set a fun battle in a box and both retailing for less than $10. Then there were 2 vehicles. Firstly, Jay's Electromech, the third installment of the original Ninja Mech series, and to be honest, probably the best. It's got lightning blasters, a hand that can wield the Jade Blade, and huge blades that pop out at the back, with lots of articulation in the legs and arms thanks to ball joints. It also came with an exclusive chop minifigure and crossbow outpost. The Jungle Raider provided Lloyd with his big jungle buggy, which has nice suspension in the back wheels and spring-loaded missiles hidden in the front to send Kapow flying. Dojo Showdown was the major tournament set, giving you this big dojo build full of obstacles for ninja training and battle. There's a parkour section with spikes in the ground and flick-fire missiles to avoid, a small training dummy with spinning swords, and a chain to climb up and grab the Jade Blade, if you can avoid one of Chen's infamous trapdoors, throwing you down behind the fire. There was a lot packed into this little set, including Kai and an Anaconda cultist, but also new elemental masters Griffin Turner and Karloff. 5 sets, each for less than $30, got this wave off to a phenomenal start, but there are still 6 more to look at. With 3 of these dedicated to the ninja team, we got our first elemental dragon, which gave Zane his titanium makeover and showed us that brick-built dragon heads were here to stay, though this one looks more like a cat than a dragon. The name is fitting though, with big silver wings that can flap around and be adjusted into different positions, while the rest of the dragon is covered in icy blue crystals, keeping it in line with its elemental theming. The dragon is already a decent size, but the set also included an Anaconda shrine, which can launch chains at the ninja, provide extra weapons for the villains, and holds a golden key inside its ribcage. This provided the cheapest way to get an Anaconda snake and the exclusive Klaus minifigure. Not a bad set for $40. Cole had his Boulder Blaster, a large jet used to break out of Chen's underground prison. It's got quite a unique design with wings at the back and a handle to hold and swoosh it around. The main play feature was activated by twisting these gears, spinning the front around to launch a barrage of spring-loaded missiles, with the aim being to knock down this small tower. With so many missiles here though, it is really easy to lose them. This one had Cole and 2 Anaconda cultists, but it was definitely the weaker of the two $30 sets in my opinion. At $90, the Ninja DBX was the biggest set of this wave. It had a small archway, with the rest dedicated to the huge Ninja mobile command base. A Destiny's Bounty Express, you might say. Rolling around on 6 huge wheels, the DBX can take the ninja wherever they need to go, until Chen steals it and uses it as a prison of course. The back slides off and opens up, with a red bike inside, weapon storage, a small console area, a tower with removable jet to fly around, and even a little autopilot robot. No Dareth though, which is unfortunate. The truck that's left behind can then lift out spring-loaded missiles. These pieces at the front are very easy to knock off though, which does get pretty annoying. It's a good mobile ninja base, but 2019's Land Bounty definitely did this concept a lot better I think. It also starred exclusive figures for Sensei Garmadon, complete with Anaconda tattoo, and Pythor sporting white scales for the first time as an official minifigure, and an outfit that reappeared as recently as Crystallized. Nia also got one of her best Samurai X suits in my opinion, complete with an actual visor on her face, and it was also exclusive before the Possession Wave released. The other 3 sets were dedicated to Chen's Anaconda army. I love the aesthetic these sets have, with rocky, dark tan bricks used for texturing the different snake heads, while purple is used as an accent colour to link them in with the real Anaconda snakes. I also love all the bones used in each set to put some fear into the ninja. For $20, there was the Anaconda Crusher, a basic snake car with huge blades at the front that spin around as it moves. It also has flick-fire missiles hidden away in the mouth, while Kai just gets a catapult for launching fireballs at it. The Condricopter was easily the better vehicle though. For $30, it gave you Master Chen, Izor, and Orange Ninja Skylar on a hoverboard, and I think it turned out brilliantly. The wings are adjustable, so you can move them up and down, or rotate them around to move the propellers around, and they also have flick-fire missiles. The copter has space to sit both Chen and Izor, with bones to control it, and a big net that shoots out of the mouth to trap Skylar with. It's a bit temperamental, as LEGO net launchers always are, but when it works, it makes for a fun attack. Enter the Serpent represents a section of Chen's underground Anachondri cult stronghold, and it's been the subject of a bit of Twitter controversy recently. I don't know why though, because I absolutely adore this thing. The ancient, worn-down staircase is defended by missiles, and the big snake head up top can drop down poison balls on unsuspecting minifigures. Inside is weapon storage, and a chest holding blue and green cylinders that you can use on Chen's staff to represent him stealing Lloyd and Jay's powers. And a playset like this wouldn't be complete without a trapdoor, throwing you into a pit of spikes and snakes. There's also a chessboard sat over here, and hiding behind this spiderweb, a hidden map which links up with Lloyd's map to form the completed picture. The prison cell side build can attach to the temple on either side, or just sit off on its own as well. As well as Zukin Ninja, this included Zugu, Kapaurai, and Master Chen, this time with his cape and staff. And on the whole, this is easily my favourite set from this whole collection. As a completed set wave, this still holds up today as one of Ninjago's strongest, I think. There's a good balance here between heroes and villains, as well as between vehicles and locations. In fact, nearly every set included terrain builds of various sizes, providing you with good world building for Chen's island and ways for heroes and villains to traverse it and battle, whether in the tournament or against Chen himself. The minifigures were excellent. I love the sleeveless tournament suits the ninja had, but their Zukin outfits aren't terrible either. The cultists were fantastic villains, with their snake skull headpieces and purple snake tattoos really going all out for that underground cult vibe, and you could get plenty of them from all these sets, which is always great to see. Chen has one of the best villain designs I've seen, with the big purple snakes sat over his head. And the Anachondri snakes themselves, just brilliant as well. Even though we only got 2 designs for them, I love how their printing matches up with the cultists, though Choprai is actually based on Zugu rather than Chop. The Elemental Masters were lacking, but this wave did coincide with Ultra Agents, so you could get 2 more from that theme straight away. 6 years later, as part of Ninjago's 10-year anniversary celebrations, we got 4 more sets based around Season 4. There was a 4+ remake of Jay's Electromech, which is certainly one of the Ninjago sets of all time. Lloyd's Jungle Raider was shrunk down into this bite-sized $10 set, and it does look great. There's room for Lloyd to sit, and it kept the suspension of the original model. It's definitely a set I want to go back and buy sometime in the future. Just a shame there's no villain for Lloyd to fight. Cole's Boulder Blaster enjoyed a remake too, bulking it up, adding a new cockpit and landing gear, and keeping the same rotating spring-loaded shooter system at the front. Plus, a small prison was included for Izor to defend. By far the best set of this legacy wave was the aptly named Tournament of Elements. Instead of just remaking Dojo Showdown, the designer went for a show-accurate representation of the inside of Chen's palace, and it absolutely paid off. It's not as play feature heavy, but it is much better as a display piece, with jade blades hidden all around it, big Anachondri banners, roller skates, and Klaus's spellbook, complete with the actual transformation spell. It was also jam-packed with minifigures, with Kai and Jay for the ninja, Izor for the cultists, and 3 elemental masters we've been waiting for years. And just in case all that wasn't enough, LEGO also threw in a 10-year anniversary Golden Lloyd and FS Spinner to battle around the temple as well. 7 minifigures and a substantial show-accurate build to display them on, all for $30? This set genuinely might be a contender for one of the best sets ever made from the entire theme. It's definitely top 3 when it comes to Legacy in my opinion. While the sets were definitely good, minifigure wise this was a step down to 2015. I'm not a massive fan of the updated Tournament Ninja suits, which were mixed a bit with the 2014 minifigures, so they could be used in rebooted Legacy sets as well. I just don't think they turned out as good as those original Tournament suits. Villains were also lacking. I mean, we got Izor 3 times and that's it. Granted, he is a decent remake, but if you're only making 1 figure for every set, better to make it a generic army builder rather than an important named character, I think. Now in 2024, Tournament Fever is back as the Ninja team head for the Tournament of Sources. This new wave of sets isn't as big as 2015's, but it does include some huge models. First though, there's Zane's bike at $10. It's typical of a ninja bike set with big ice blades that swing out and the Tournament Zane minifigure. You don't get a villain though, which is a real shame. The cheap 2015 sets had much more going for them, and that's all there is for sets on a budget, with the next one jumping up to $50, the Tournament Battle Arena. Another Dojo Showdown type set, this time it's all based around a big statue, with a drum you can launch, collapsing stairs, and an actual battle platform. Characters can stand on these round tiles, and then you swing them forwards and backwards like so for battle. You can also pull all of these segments apart as they just connect with Technic pins to attach them to the tournament temple, making an even bigger display piece. This is easily the best one for minifigures too, with Kai and Sora in new tournament suits, Cinder the Master of Smoke, a Wolf Mask Warrior, a return for Tox, the Master of Poison, and Evil J. This has a lot to offer for $50. The $80 Ninja Combo vehicle is really overpriced. It's another Sonic Raider type set which can split into 4 smaller vehicles. I don't think it looks that great though, but it's certainly not as bad as the Legacy Sonic Raider. With 4 Ninja and 2 Wolf Warriors, there are some good figures here, but that price is really off-putting. Then the set wave gets really big, with the biggest Ninjago mech ever made, the biggest Ninjago Dragon ever made, and the biggest Ninjago Temple ever made. Cole's Titan Dragon mech gets golden wings, a giant sword, and is packed full of intricate details and building techniques, including the return once again of those bionicle piston elements in the legs. They really put all of the budget into the build of this one, giving it just one minifigure. The Source Dragon of Motion is a behemoth, coming in at over 1700 pieces. It has a big wolf throne sat on top, enormous wings, articulation in all 4 huge legs, and a giant tail finished off with a marbled fiery blade piece. Surrounding it are 6 dragon spirits and 6 minifigures, including Kai, Wildfire, Arin, Lord Raz, Jordana, and a wolf warrior. Biggest is the Tournament Temple City with over 3,000 pieces. It's built on a huge cliff face with some play features built in. I like the little blacksmith area powered by a water wheel and the detail put into the terrain all over the set. The temple is lacking though. It's similar to the Ejitsu temple but much smaller, as so much of the build is instead dedicated to the cliff. There are some good details inside though, including this tournament trophy with blue and orange flames around it. There is a small nature type dragon included with it though, which can sit in the cave as a fun little addition as well. It's packed full of minifigures, with 6 of the 9 Ninja, Lord Raz and Jordana, and 5 exclusives, including the return of Mr. Pale. To get all of the Tournament Ninja, you need this set and the Battle Arena, and they do make for a stellar collection. A massive improvement to the Legacy ones, and even better than the ones from 2015. Lord Raz has a brand new red look going on, which I think is brilliant, and Jay's Evil Suit is another fantastic addition to this collection. The Wolf Warriors though, they're fine, but a definite downgrade to the ones earlier in the year, and they really don't hold a candle to the Anaconda cultists. This is a really expensive set wave. In 2015, you could get all 11 sets for $335, and 9 of those retailed for less than $50. There were plenty of things to choose from, in many different sizes depending on your budget. A big difference to 2024 with just 1 set in that price range. This year's wave will set you back a whopping $650 if you want to get them all. There's good stuff here, but not a whole lot to choose from. As for polybags, 2015 had a mini-mech for Jay, a drifter for Kai, and an Anaconda mini-mech, while 2024 has this tournament training ground with Cole and a wolf warrior. Again, some good stuff from both, but more choice in 2015. So with all things considered, I think the 2015 Tournament of Elements set wave is the better of the two. The Legacy stuff is also a nice bonus to it all, but that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear your own thoughts in the comments down below, and hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video so you don't miss another. One thing that unites these is Elemental Masters, and we've gotten plenty of them since their introduction. If you want to see them all, then click on screen now to check out the full collection, ranked from least to most valuable. Thanks for watching.